Hi guys, so I wanted to make this video to kind of illustrate some of the problems with the design of this particular leader. So I've noticed that in order for this leader to awaken, you have to have a yellow Goku with an energy cost of 4 or more in play. So the issue with that is that normally you will be able to play these Gokus. These are the 4-drop Gokus that are costing 4 or more. Normally you would be able to play it. However, it says here that if your leader is a yellow Sun Gohan childhood card and you have 2 or more energy, play this card from your hand. I know they're probably going to issue some sort of errata to these two particular Gokus because on the front side there's a problem. He's not a Sun Gohan character. So he's only a Sun Gohan character once he's awakened. And so you won't be able to awaken on turn 2 as the design philosophy is supposed to be. So I imagine that going forward, they're going to errata this guy as well as this Goku here to say that if your leader is a yellow Sun Goku card. So it might be a design philosophy. It might be a design issue. So they're probably going to switch it because there's no way this leader can actually function well. So we're going to assume that that's the case for this deck profile. So stay tuned for the deck profile. All right, guys. Now we're going to be doing the yellow spoilers for the new set of set 26. Yellow is going to be a pretty tricky color to cover, especially this one right here. The sequence is very important in terms of being able to utilize it for maximum efficiency. Just an FYI, just going forward into this. So because of that, we are going to go over the turn by turn as well, so we can understand the deck, how it works. So on the front side here, it has a very generic ability here to draw a card when it does attack, and it does have an activate main here to generate you another +1 here by placing one of your yellow Sun Goku from the Z deck to your Z energy. So it has a lot of movement between the Z deck and the Z energy, but it does put it face up so that you know that it's face up. So that's one of the stipulations. You just can't simply choose a face down Sun Goku from your Z deck and then place it in your Z energy. Otherwise, this deck would be kind of good, right? So you can just put a bunch of stuff in your Z deck that's a Sun Goku, that's yellow, and then draw a card. But in this particular deck, you cannot do that. It's only when it's face up. So that's just an FYI. In order for this leader to be able to awaken, you either have to have 4 or less life, or you have 2 or more energy and a yellow Sun Goku card with an energy cost of 4 or more in play. So that basically means that you have to play a 4-cost Goku in play, and a lot of the 4-cost Gokus in play are going to be cards like this, the Entrusting Father, or we can look at cards like this one, which is another one, Entrusting Destiny here, which allows you to be played for 1 energy, assuming you have 2 or more energy. So on the same turn that you're awakening, you are playing out these Gokus. On the backside here, it does the same thing. It does attack on the draw, and it does the same exact thing where you can place a yellow Sun Goku card from your Z deck that's face up to your Z energy, and then you're able to draw a card. It does have one more ability though, so whenever one of your Sun Goku is removed from the battle area by a skill, you choose up to one of your yellow Sun Gohan childhood cards, and it gets plus 5k for the turn. So it allows you to hit pretty hard, assuming that you're using a sort of a swap mechanic. So let's go into the swap mechanic real quick. Let's go into this one. This is kind of an important Goku, I believe. So I'm not sure why I'm not playing 4 copies of it or 4 copies of this. But this one's more important because you're allowed to swap. Well, this one does swap too as well. It's important because it allows you to free play a 1-cost when you do decide to attack with it, and then it places itself face up on the Z deck. Same thing with this one. It draws you a card and places itself in the Z deck. So you're probably wondering, well, how am I going to use the swap ability if these cards are going face up on the Z deck? Well, the way to do so is by playing the Sun Goku here, and the Sun Goku here is the Unison that plays a Z stacks a yellow Goku with energy cost of 4. So there's no energy cost of 4 in your Z deck originally, but you are placing them face up on the Z deck using their own ability. So all these cards go to the Z deck face up, and then you're going to be able to Z stack them later on by using the Z Unison here. This Unison here allows you to play out the Sun Goku from underneath it, literally for free. All that you have to do is use the activate main here, and you have to discard a card from your hand. So by doing so, you're going to choose one of your opponent's battle card in rest mode, KO it, and then play a Goku from underneath it. And it also has to have the word swap underneath it too. So a really cool skill, I would say. Just keep in mind that before you use that activate main ability, make sure you attack with this first. I do come into the mistake a lot by not attacking with it first. And the reason why you want to attack with it first is because it gains 10k power once you have a Z stack underneath it, a Son Goku underneath it, and then you're able to attack for 15k. And then finally use the activate main to play out the Goku. So Just an FYI for you guys going forward. So the sequencing is very important in this deck. I cannot stress that enough. Make sure that you know the sequence before this video ends. Another one you do want to play is the battle card, the Z battle card here, called the Destiny Entrusted SS Sun Gohan. Its cost is reduced down to 1 if you do have a Sun Goku that's face up on your Z deck. So they do kind of incentivize you to keep the Sun Goku in the Z deck for a little bit before you do this play, because if you do that play, if you play out the Sun Gohan or the Sun Goku out of the Z deck, then you no longer have the way to cost reduction this card. So make sure that you're doing the sequence correctly, because on the backside or even the front side, when you're adding the Goku from your Z deck to your Z energy, you no longer have it face up in the Z deck anymore, and you cannot no longer play this guy out for 1 energy. And that's kind of the idea. You want to reduce the cost of this card as much as possible before you play it. It does have the ability here to be able to, when it does attack, KO one of your opponent's cards in rest mode, and then play a 1-cost yellow battle card from your hand. So as long as it's a 1-cost original, you can play it for free. So that's pretty cool. Also has barrier, really nice as well. Let's go back into the deck here. So the 1-drops you are going to start off with is currently going to be the Trunks Watcher. It's a generic search card that allows you to search the top 5 of your deck for a Saiyan card that costs 5 or less. And that's really useful because then you're able to at least see a lot of your strategies early on, especially being able to see this Goku early on is kind of the idea. But then it also has another cool ability here where it can protect a Sun Gohan character from being removed from your battle area by an opponent's skill. So if one of your Sun Gohan is getting nuked or sniped by one of your opponent's card, you can simply just KO this card or place it in the drop area and 1 card from your hand. So it does have an extra ability on top of the fact that it is looking for a card from your hand. I do play 4 copies of this 1-drop, the Sun Goku to the Cell games. It's part of your sequencing, I believe, because when you do play this card, you draw a card, but it also allows you to place one of the cards that are non-super combo battle cards that are yellow, and then places it on the bottom of the deck, so long as it has the energy cost of 1, and then allows you to place this card face up in the owner's Z deck. So again, that's very important because you want to have a healthy supply of cards in your Z deck that are face up so that you could play them out using the Protective Father Gohan, and then also being able to draw a card on the backside so you can generate +2s. So really nice little touch there. We also have the Gohans that you want to swap into. So if you read again, these are swap 5s. So that means that you're playing a card that has an energy cost of 5. That's a Sun Gohan Childhood, and it has 20k power. So very specific to these two. So you're going to be playing out this card right here, which is probably why you're playing 4 copies of it. The reason why you play 4 copies of it because you do want to have a target for your swap, and then this one allows you to place one of your Sun Goku to the Cell games, which is this one, from your drop area to the face up to the owner's Z deck. So again, I have to stress this enough. You do have to know your sequencing very well with this deck to be a master of it. Otherwise, you're going to be blown out of the water pretty quickly. So yeah, so we have that, and then we also have the SR out of the set, which is another 5-cost Gohan that has 20k power, and is also a childhood. So another strong one that allows you to have dual attack, and it allows you to free play another one drop battle card from your hand. So that's why I play cards like Trunks, Basil, and the Sun Goku here. They're all 1-drops that you can play out of this because you can play 2 of them in a turn because it's not limit 1. So it does have dual attack, so you just basically attack twice, and then you're able to play out the 1-drops for free twice. It does have the activate main. In case you don't really want to swap into this guy, it does have an additional way to bring itself out. Even though it does have 2 yellow energies as a cost on the card, it's actually 3 to play this guy out for 3 yellows, because if you read here, you have to have 3 more energy, and you have to switch 1 more of your active cards to rest mode. So maybe not paying the 3 energy, we can also pay one of the battle cards or even a unison and placing it to rest mode to play it. So it's kind of like the extra cost on top of it, but most likely you're going to be able to rest one of your battle cards, Z unisons and stuff to play this guy out, and then you're able to choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and KO it. So it's only a limit 1, so you can't just keep spamming these guys out for 2 energy. You can only play 1 of them at a turn. The rest of the battle cards, you guys should have an idea of what it is. This one is another card that you can EX evolve on top of a 5-cost. This is kind of like your boss battle card here that allows you to switch one of your opponent's battle cards to rest mode, ignoring barrier. But it weirdly enough, doesn't KO it. It does have a nice stat here of 30k, and it has double strike, and allows you to end of turn play a yellow battle card with an energy cost of 1 from your drop area. So it does a revive sort of the 1-drops from your drop area so that you can do some more damage. Okay, so I think I covered most of it. All of this is kind of the same. We know these cards from the Majin Vegeta deck, and we know this card from previous sets. This is the super combo I elected to go with because you will have some Z energies in your deck, and not going down is kind of the idea because on the backs, again, you can only down to 4-6 life, and you really don't want to pay any energy to take a life. So you're going to use super combos that work even if you're higher than 6 life, or higher than 4 life, I'm sorry. Yeah, and then we have this one, Rest and Wait. I only play one copy of it. Ideally, it's not really that great of a card. It's a card that you want to play if you are sort of like behind, or if someone plays Dormant Potential Unleash on you and you don't have any more attacks. Then maybe you want to activate this card and then draw 2 cards. There's probably better cards, if I'm being honest, than this card. This card is just out of the set. You could actually just charge this card so that you can have your cost reduction abilities for like cards like the Riposte. It's mostly just for the Robotic Riposte here that allows you to be able to play them out for 1 energy for the most part. Okay, so yeah, let's go into the gameplay video where we're able to see this deck turn by turn, and you'll have to forgive me on the sequencing if I do mess up. So stay tuned for that one. All right, so this is gonna be the gameplay video. So again, the sequencing very much matters. So we're gonna assume that the Sun Gokus out of the deck that are 4-drop are able to be played even on the front side of this leader, even though he's not a Sun Gohan childhood. So what we're gonna do here is draw our 6th card, and we're trying to fish for our turn 4 cards, or turn 2 cards, and it looks like we did draw 1 of each, so that's pretty good for us. So we're going to keep this hand, says it's pretty simple here, and then we're going to take out our life here. Okay, so what we're going to do here is charge the Nimbus, because we want to charge the Nimbus so that we could have the Robotic Riposte be live, and then we're going to pay the 1 energy here to play the Trunks, because it is our 1-drop, and then we're going to look at the top 5 cards of our deck for a yellow Goku or a yellow Sun Gohan. Looks like we only have 1 Saiyan here, so we're going to add this this Goku, and we already have 3 copies of it. So that's a good start, I guess. And then on our opponent's turn, we're going to do the same thing where we're going to Z-charge him. And then we're going to take our turn again, not taking any life. And we're going to charge this one just because we want to do other stuff. Actually, since we have 3 copies of this, we're going to charge this one instead. So right off the bat, we're going to pay the 1 energy here to play the Goku. Even though the Goku here is not able to be played legally, we're going to play him anyways because that's a design error. And then from here, what we're going to do here is Awaken. So we're going to restand. We're not going to restand anything. We're going to draw 2 energy. We're going to draw 2 cards here, and then we're going to take a life until we have 6. All right, so it looks like we have a 4 of a kind here where we're able to see all the Gokus. So that's just how it is. Then what we're going to do here is we're going to attack with this particular card here. That's going to allow us to draw a card after the battle ends, and then place them face up on the Z deck. From here, we're going to pay the 1 energy here to send off the Trunks to the drop area, and then we're going to be able to play off the Unison here. And then the Unison here is going to come in with the marker. And don't forget to attack with the Unison first before we are able to deploy the Goku from underneath, or Z-stack, I guess. So from here, what we're going to do here is swing, and then he's going to hit for 15k. We're going to use the activate main ability to play the Goku out. And then now we have the Goku out, and then we could attack again to draw an additional card. We're actually going to swing again, drawing us a card, and then placing him face up on the Z deck. Okay, so we have everything set up for the next turn so that we could play out our Goku next turn. So what we're going to do here is most likely that the Goku is going to die here. So we're going to remove play here. We're most likely going to take damage, I guess, because there's nothing else left to attack. And then we're down to 5. We don't have Frieza's Army Reinforcement, so we're going to assume that it's going to leave us at 5 here. And then we're going to take our turn again. No other extra card in our hand, but we have multiple copies of this Goku, so we're going to place this in our Z deck, or our energy. We do have the Goku in our Z deck, so what we're going to do here is pay the 1 energy. Actually, we don't have a Z energy yet, so we need to place this card back into the Z energy. And so we're going to use the ability here to place them in the Z energy. And then we have an extra Z energy drawing us a card, and we're going to pay the 1 energy here to play yet another Goku out. We don't have a 1-drop. Yeah, we do have a 1-drop Basil. So we're going to actually play this Goku instead, and this Goku is going to be able to play out the 1-drop from our hand. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to swing with this card, playing out a 1-drop from our hand. So we're going to play Basil. Basil's going to draw us a card, and he's going to go face up on our Z deck. So now what we can do is pay the 1 energy to play yet another Goku by paying the Z energy. So the Goku here is going to be able to play out on turn 3. And then we're going to Z-stack yet again. We're going to Z-stack this Goku. Going to be 1 marker. Make sure to swing with this guy first. And then if your opponent has like 5 more cards in rest mode, which is unlikely, but if they do, you can attack twice with this. If not, you can just keep them there. Now we're going to use the activate main ability to play this out from the underneath. And instead of attacking with it, we're going to swap into the Gohan here. So we do have more 1-drops we can play, so this is going to be a good swap here. We're going to swap the Goku back to play this Gohan. This Gohan is dual attack, so when it attacks the first time, you can play out a 1-drop. And this 1-drop is going to be able to play or look at the top 5 cards of our deck for another Saiyan. So that's what we're going to do. Let's add over this Saiyan, because we have multiple of the other ones in our hand already. So no Cell Games Goku yet. That's kind of frustrating, but the idea was to play him out as soon as possible. So now we're going to swing again and then play yet another 1-drop from our hand. So I think this is not unique, which is not. So then we're going to look at the top 5 yet again. So shuffle our deck. Top 5. So a lot of sequencing so far. It looks like we did find this Goku. A little bit too late, but it's fine. I guess it's better late than never, I guess. And then let's just charge one of our Goku. Let's just charge one of our chunks to the Z energy on the first attack, and on the second attack we Z charge another one. So we have 2 cards in our Z energy that we'll need later. Okay, so from what we can do here is keep the energy open for robotic riposte, but it looks like we don't have a way to put another card in our energy or drop area, so that we can't really robotic riposte anyways. What we can do is play the Vegito on our following opponent's turn. So I imagine that's what's going to happen here to kind of control your opponent. Most likely this is going to be gone again because he's served his purpose twice already. So now we're going to basically take the turn again, most likely taking the damage. Looks like we find our Goku, and yeah, it looks like we have a lot of Gokus in play. Let's just charge another one of these. So remember, the Gokus are able to place themselves in the Z deck, so that's what we're gonna do. We do have a 1-drop, so let's just play this guy out. Swing with him, play out this Goku here that allows us to draw a card, and then place this guy face up on the Z deck. Looks like we finally found the Super Saiyan that allows us to play the robotic riposte for 1 energy. So a lot of control, I guess. So not very straightforward as usual. We have this guy in our Z deck, so now we can actually play out. Yeah, we can use this ability here to place his face up on our Z deck, and then bottom deck one of our 1-drops. Let's bottom deck one of these, which is good. And then from here, since we already did that, we can use the ability here to place this into our Z energy. Let's just place this Goku in our Z energy, and then we're going to draw a card using the leader ability. Okay, so now what we're going to do is pay the 1 energy here, sending off, let's say, this Goku here, and then we're going to play off the Gohan here. Okay, so the Gohan only costs 1 and only 1 is Z energy, which is good, and is reduced because we have a Goku in our Z energy. So that's what we're going to do, is swing with this guy, KO something in rest mode, then play another 1-drop from our hand. Let's see if we have another 1-drop. We do. This is awesome. So this is going to allow us to have blocker, and also allows us to draw a card. And so we're at 4 energy. Usually that's pretty normal for a yellow deck. We can swing with this guy, draw a card. So what we haven't done is pretty much attack with this twice. We can pretty much spam out little 1-drops. We could actually attack with this once, assuming they have 5 things in rest mode, and then combo him away to put in the Z energy. And then we can actually EX evolve on the second attack, before the second attack, and then we can play out this guy because we have 4 energy. And then you're able to rest things and then play 1-drops from your drop area. So that's pretty cool. This is also a blocker. So end of turn, most likely what's going to happen is you're going to play the 1-drop from our drop area because of this Gohan, and that's going to allow us to draw a card and have 2 blockers, and that's kind of nice. We're going to use power of the Super Saiyan so that we can rest a card and then play a riposte to negate an attack. You guys know how it is. Like most yellow decks kind of do the same thing for the most part. We also have blocker too as well. Yeah, the sky's the limit here. Only thing we haven't done yet is probably let's look through our deck right here. Yeah, we pretty much did everything in terms of mechanic wise. We haven't played this Gohan yet. That's the only thing we haven't done yet. But it does kind of the same thing where it places a Goku to the Z deck. So if you have this Goku in the drop area because you block with it, then what you can do is when you swap into this guy, you can place this Goku face up on our Z deck with this ability, and then use the leader ability to place the Goku back into the Z energy, and then draws a card, and then basically rinse and repeat. Use all your battle cards to win the game. This is a double strike, so that's also nice too. Being able to stop blockers as well is kind of nice as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I would believe we pretty much covered everything. Again, sequence matters really heavy in this deck, and so it's very important that you guys learn the sequencing, and also the design error is probably going to get fixed eventually coming out of the next set. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one for the Cell games. Peace out.